Hi everyone, Dr. Brett here. Thought I'd want to share something with you from the weekend. It's a beautiful spring day, just out the backyard. Obviously it's nice and green still because the bit of rain last week and lots of sunshine. A beautiful spring day, nice and cool in the mornings and a beautiful kick to the sun later on. So what I want to share with you today is something I saw on the weekend. I was lucky enough to go and see the Book of Mormons on the weekend with my beautiful wife for a birthday and a couple of friends. And one of the songs in the show was about switching it off. It was about they talked about switching off any feelings or emotions they had. And I just had to laugh because that is so much like what we do today in today's society. It's, as men in particular, we've sort of been told that we're not allowed to act in a certain way or behave in a certain way. And if we have any emotions or have any feelings, we have to switch it off. And this song was all about switching it off. So if you feel anything, switch it off and then you're okay. And that's great for a period of time, but what happens is if you keep switching it off and pretending nothing's wrong, it's going to start to build up, okay? And so that song just was so typical of my life because if I ever had any feelings or emotions, I would switch it off. I remember being hurt many years ago, and I made a pact with myself that no female, woman, lady would ever hurt me again, because I was hurt so bad by one. I just figured I was going to switch it off, and no one would ever hurt me again. So I was only ever 1 foot in the door, 1 foot out the door. I didn't realize at the time, but that's what I was doing. So I wasn't fully committed because I had to switch off that emotion, so I didn't feel the pain. In regards to my other issues when I was growing up, from when I was a kid, and if I had to sort of confront those issues from my child abuse, then that pain would be too much and I'd switch it off and I'd pretend nothing was wrong. I kept switching it off. And that song just so resonated with me, and I just laughed. But I was also sad at the same time because it was just so horrible that that's how we live. We switch it off and pretend everything's okay, and it's not. And there's a great analogy that I read recently. It was about a dog. So in the past, what we'd have to do is to keep a dog inside a boundary, we'd actually have to build a physical fence. Whereas nowadays, with technology, we can actually put a bit of wire around the boundary of where you want to keep the dog in, or just lay it on the ground, and put a collar on the neck that actually buzzes if it gets too close to the wire. So it's basically an invisible barrier, and so every time the dog gets too close to that wire, it actually becomes painful. It actually gives them a bit of a zap around the neck, and so they know they can't go a certain distance. So that was me. I couldn't confront my pain because if I got too close, it hurt too much, I'd back off. Now, for that dog, if that dog could actually just deal with that intense pain for a very short period of time and jump over and through that invisible barrier, all of a sudden it was free and I never had to feel that pain ever again. And I was that dog. I was creating my own physical barrier, because basically what had happened was every time I got too close to that pain that I felt, I'd go back into my shell. I'd shut down. I'd switch it off. And so once I finally did get the courage and wanted to confront my fear, I actually jumped through that invisible barrier. And that pain was horrible, intense for a very short period of time. But once I got the other side, it's been freedom ever since. So I really encourage you that if you are feeling that pain and that you're dealing with something you don't know how to deal with, then I really encourage you to actually go out there and jump through that invisible barrier and deal with the pain immediately and quickly and properly. And so once you're through the other side, it's freedom. Okay, so if you have any issues that you want to talk about or you want to get a little bit of guidance on, then please book a call with me. It's my Facebook page at Dr. Brett Della. And I'm happy to give you any advice or guidance that you may require, and point you in the right direction that might help you deal with your stuff. The other thing as well, next year I'm holding courses for men, and my first course will be in February or March. The dates haven't been quite confirmed yet because there's been a couple of changes recently. And I want you to register your interest, because I'd love to be able to help you break through that barrier and become the best man possible. Because men, we don't have to live in fear anymore. We don't have to pretend we don't have emotions or feelings. That macho bullshit is from the past. That's not today's society. we have to be real men who have emotions and feelings, and we make mistakes. And I can't wait to change the world one man at a time, so we can be the men we're destined to be, and we can shine and make a big difference. So until next time, enjoy this beautiful spring weather, and just keep up that momentum and shift forward so you can become the man you're meant to be. Peace and love and healing to you. Until next time, bye.